All right. So look, on to the second topic. This will require maybe a bit longer, so we're going to go over 2 minutes. As a producer, I'm just letting you know we're going to cut 2 minutes somewhere else. That being said, okay, I forgot my question. Why do you smoke weed?
Online.
Why do you smoke weed, Louis? Yes. Does the
Sorry, Mom. He lives in Canada. It's legal there.
I completely assume it. Yes. Does team matches actually work online? Because if I'm mistaken, Harloff is not a fan. It's going to get pushed for next season unless things change. Does it work, right? Because it seems to be a nightmare. But there's still a perspective to look at it. I'm actually a fan of what happened this year because, yes, there was bugs. It's got to be a nightmare for Harloff. It's got to be a doozy for him to actually organize that kind of stuff, right? But as a viewer, if we wouldn't have had teams this year because he would have never figured it out, we would never have had, Bibbs and the Kid versus Odd Couple, one of the most amazing matches of the year. Right. So, yes, it's not fun and it's a nightmare. But the more you practice it, the more the same problems come back. You kind of already know what to do. And it becomes a bit of a question of habit. Right. He can do that with teams and give us entertaining value because, yes, one-on-one is good. But there's something about the team's dynamic that just makes it so interesting that you can't find in singles. And it's going to be lacking in my heart if we really, truly miss it.
I got you on this one, baby. This one's mine. You just said it right there. You just made my argument for me. Dynamic. Okay? If you thought the dynamic was good in these matches, then you must absolutely forget what it was like pre-COVID and seeing these teams' chemistry and interaction together in person. There was nothing dynamic about it.
I get it, but I'm not talking about in the relationship. I'm talking about in what happens in the game.
Not even on a broad level, dude. It was sloppy. And when I say that, I mean that with all due respect, dude. For what it was done very well. But when I say sloppy, I mean just a lot of, okay, let's wait for this person to move out, these people to get out. We got to wait for and even in the edited ones. I'm not just talking about live. Even the edited ones. There was a lot of that kind of stuff that just, it is a fan. It took me a little bit out of the match. And I couldn't even imagine as a competitor how much that would take you out of the match in the moment. Because to us, that's like 5 seconds of waiting. To them, who knows how long it was.
But and that's my point, though. Like, from your perspective, you are probably the 1/10 of the type of fan out there. If we look at the numbers of the watches sometimes go between like 14,000 to the higher ones, like at 50,000, right? So for the hardcore person like you, that it irks, and I completely get it. I am a hardcore fan too, but I am also a fan of product, okay? Fan of what Christian is trying to build and his route to there. And as that kind of fan, just not knowing the backside stuff, just knowing the sport of it, I got excited. And I can only imagine maybe there's like, 2,000 of you going, but then still 12,000 saying, hey, this was a good match, right? Hey, I did not know who is this video Drew and her new partner, and they talk about it. That for me is more important than this makes no sense because we know too much about it, right?
Okay, well, I mean, okay, like I said, dude, this year was not planned like this. And the changes that Christian had to make, I've said it before, I just said it a minute ago, were done very well. It's done very well, but that doesn't mean it works. And that's the question I have written here that you were presenting. Does it work online? And I say no, it does not work online. There's just too much that takes the fans out of it, let alone, like I said, screw us. Imagine how much and I've not spoken to any of the team competitors. So I'm not saying anything that someone's told me. No one's told me nothing. But I can imagine how it could throw them off too. And we're talking about numbers, stats, points to win the faction, to possibly become the player of the year, possibly become the teams of the year. And that those are the kind of things I would imagine Christian is bearing in mind when he makes the decision to cut back the online teams matches.
For sure. And and I'm not arguing like it can like makes absolutely no sense. I'm still being the devil's advocate, right, for why we should keep it, because yes, there is things that are harder, and the factions are, it could play into certain things statistically. But for those going to point of view of those who don't know anything about the background, it's a lot, especially for let's say they have new people on, right, because of Skybound. We got an explosion of extra fans. They won't know teams until very later on. And we have probably a collection of the best memories of Schmoedown, of the most amazing moments, I personally think, in teams than in any other category. So they would miss out on that.
You want to hear something funny? The mic wasn't on that whole time.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, wow.
So smooth.